Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome again to English lesson. This is Unit 9, Going Places. The title of this unit is Going Places. The future form will and its use in time and conditional clauses is introduced and practiced in the context of two friends talking about their plans for a gap year. There is a reading text about the building of the biggest city in the world, and the listening as an interview with Michio Kaku, a professor of theoretical physics who explains how science will revolutionize the 21st century. From the very beginning, this unit is about will, and we have seen that will is used to express offer in Unit 4, and will is also used to express future intention or decision made at the moment of speaking in Unit 5. Now, in this unit, will we see that will as an auxiliary of the future, and where it merely signals the future time. So it is used here and called neutral future, and the distinction is very fine and not always observable. Okay? Note these three sentences. The house will cost £50,000. The house will cost £50,000 is an example of the neutral future. So will here is used as a neutral future. It is used as auxiliary for the future. It merely signals the time or the future time. Sentence number 2. I'll phone you when I arrive. I'll phone you when I arrive. This sentence is an example of a decision. I decide to phone you when I arrive. Okay. The third sentence is an example of both meaning, the neutral future and the decision. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Here, will is used as a signal for the future and also a decision to see you tomorrow, and this will have the elements of both meaning. And this is not our job today to introduce the differences between the three types of will. Now we come to the first conditional with the use of will. Indeed, will is used in the result clause. It is not used in conditional clause, even though it might refer to future time. For example, if it will rain, we will stay at home. This sentence is a mistake, a common mistake. So we need only one future time at the result clause. If it rains, we will stay at home. So the conditional clause, if it rains, and the result clause, we will stay at home. You see? And in this unit, we will talk about the time clauses and the time phrases. For example, while, when, before, until, as soon as, and after. And these phrases are often used to refer to the future, but generally they include a present tense. In the vocabulary section of this unit, we will be introduced to the hot verb, hot verbs. These verbs are very common collocation verbs. For example, take, get, do, and make. And in everyday English, you will practice the vocabulary and functional language involved in staying at home. Now we move to the starter. The starter will be the revision of your use of will. So what will you think you will do if the weather is nice this weekend? And what will you do when you get home this evening? So here you are introduced to the use of will in these two sentences. And planning a trip, time and conditional clauses. Carla and her friend Sally are planning a trip. Complete the sentences with the phrases from the box below. So you have to complete these sentences using the phrases from this box. We are traveling around the world. C. Before we go to the university, we are going to leave. Now we have F. As soon as we have enough money. Number 3, we have the B here. If we get ill, we are going to learn to scuba dive on the Great Barrier Reef. Number 4, 3 is E. E, yes. When we are in Australia, we are going to learn to scuba dive on the Great Barrier Reef. Number 4, we have B. If we get ill, we'll look after each other. Number 5, we have H. After we leave Australia, we are going to the USA. Number 6, we can stay with my American cousins. And we have the A, while we are in Los Angeles. Number 7, our parents will be worried. This is the G. If we don't keep in touch, we'll stay in the States. It's D. Yes, until our visa runs out. So if you listen to the tape script 9.1, you will check your answers and cover the box, practice the sentences. We move to the grammar spot, and in grammar spot we underline the words. So let's see the grammar reference on page 138, and then we come back to answer these questions. So unit 9, time clauses. Look at these sentences. I'll give her a ring when I get home. It consists of two clauses. The main clause, I will give her a ring, and a secondary clause, when I get home. These conjunction of time introduce secondary clauses: when, whilst, as soon as, after, before, until. They are not usually followed by a future form. They refer to the future time, but we use a present tense. When I get home, this is a present tense, and then the result clause will be on the future. We use will. While we are away, as soon as I hear from you, wait here until I get back. So all of these are in present tense. Now, will, from the form of will. For the form of will, see page 134. So will plus verb in present simple, and then the complement. We use the uses of will here. We use will to express a decision or intention made at the moment of speaking. Give me your case, I'll carry it for you. It also expresses a future fact. The speaker thinks this is action ensure. The action is sure to happen in the future. United will win the cup. So I am sure he will win the cup, because the result of the match give me an indication that the United will win this cup. Tomorrow's weather will be warm and sunny from the clear sky. I give this opinion. Tomorrow's weather will be warm and sunny. So I think it is a fact. This use is like a neutral future tense. The speaker is predicting the future without expressing an intentional plan or personal judgment. And 9.3, we have first conditional, and first conditional with will and if. So the first conditional will be in the present. The conditional sentence or phrase will be, or clause will be in a present. So the if followed by present simple, and then comma, will plus infinitive without to. Positive and negative. If I work hard, I will pass my exams. If we don't hurry up, we will not, or will be late. So any question, what will you do if you don't go to the university? And short answers: will you go to the university if you pass your exam? Yes, I will. If we look after the planet, will we survive? Yes, we will. No, we will not. Note that the condition clause if can come at the beginning of a sentence or at the end of it. And if it comes at the beginning, we put a comma at the end of the clause. If it comes at the end, we do not use comma. And for example, if I work hard, here is the comma, I'll pass my exams. And then here if at the beginning of a sentence, and here at the middle of the sentence. So I'll pass my exams if I work hard. So after if is the main or main clause, or the conditional clause, and then followed by the result clause, which should be in containing will and in the future tense. The use of conditional is used to express possible condition and a probable result in the future. Let's maximize the picture. Yes, if my check comes, I'll buy us all a meal. You will get wet if you don't take an umbrella. What will happen to the environment if we don't look after it? Note, English uses a present tense in the condition clause, not a future tense or future form. If it rains, not if it will rain, as I mentioned before at the beginning of this lecture. If I work hard, but not if I will work hard. So the present tense will follow the if clause in the first conditional sentence. If expresses a possibility that something will happen, when expresses what the speaker sees as a certain to happen. So I think that something would probable to happen. If I find your book, I'll send it to you. So it expresses the speakers what the speaker sees and the possibility. When I get home, I will have a bath. So these are the uses of first conditional. Now we back to the exercise or practice of this unit. Now let's go check our understanding of the rules that we explained. Underline the words in the box that introduce the clauses. For example, while. It present tense, but they refer to the future. So which tense are all the verbs in box? Do they refer to the present or future? They refer to the present, and they contain and they are in present tense and refer to the future tense or future. So number one, underline the words in box, introduce the clause while. For example, while, we have while, if, before, until, when, as soon as, and after. And which tense are all these verbs in box? Do they refer to the present and future or future? They are all in the present tense, but they refer to the future. This is because in time and conditional clauses, the verb after if, when, etc. says in the present form. Number three, what are the different future form in Claire and Sally's sentence? Sentence number 1 and 5 use the present continuous to talk about the future arrangement, something planned before speaking. And sentence 2 and 3 use going to plus infinitive to talk about the future intention, a plan already decided before speaking. And sentence 4 and 7 and 8 use will to refer to the future time. And we have number 4, what's the difference between these sentences? Which one is you sure and which one is possible? When I get home, I'll have something to eat. If there isn't any food, I'll get a pizza. Both sentences express future facts. The first sentence with when expresses something that is sure to happen. The second sentence with if expresses a possibility. And you could also what's the difference between, for example, when and as soon as? To explain, when refers to a point in time, whereas as soon as has the idea of immediately. So when refers to the point in time, whereas as soon as has the idea of immediately. And what's the difference between when and while? When refers to the point, to a point in time. When refers to a point in time, whereas while refers to a period of time. Now we move to the next section, the practice. When and as soon as. When I get home, I am going to have a bath. And number 2, as soon as this lesson finished, I am going home. Number 3, if I get this job, I will buy a new car. So after I leave school, I want to go to college. While I am in New York, I'll do some shopping. And before I got old, I'm going to travel to the world before I got too old. So if you listen to the tape script 2.9.2, you will solve these exercise or practice. Now we move to the next page, 72. What will you do? What will you do if there is no snow? What will you do? We will go walking. So use what will you do to talk about these statements. So what will you do if you don't like the food? What will you do if it rains? What will you do if you don't learn to ski? What will you do if you hurt yourself? What will you do if there is nothing to do in the evening? What will you do if you don't make any friends? What will you do if you lose your money? What will you do if you get lost on this snowstorm? So all of these practices, the question, what will you do? And discussing grammar, complete the sentences with when, if, before, or, until. I'll have a bath before I go to bed. Number 2, I am going to London tomorrow. I will ring you when I arrive. Number 3, if isn't nice day tomorrow, we can go swimming. Number 4, wait here until I get back. Number 5, if you have any problems, just ask for help. Number 6, I want to get home if it gets dark. Before it gets dark. Before it gets dark. I am going to have driving lessons until I pass my test. Give me your address before you go home. And now we move to the when I get to New York. Put the verbs in brackets in the correct tense. Put if, when, while, as, or as soon as into the each box. Mary, bye darling, have a good trip to New York. Thanks, I'll ring you as soon as I'll arrive at home at the hotel. Fine, remember to I'm going out with my Jenny this evening. I'm going because we make a decision before the moment of speaking. And Paul, well, if you are out when I rang, I'll leave a message on the answer phone so you'll know I've arrived safely. Paul, if the plane arrives on time, I'll be at the hotel about 10 o'clock. So I'm predicting. Paul and Mary, alright, give me a ring as soon as you know the time of your flight back, and I'll pick you up at the airport. Thanks darling, don't forget to water the plants while I am away. Okay, don't worry, I'll not buy. If you listen to the tape script 9.3, you will check your answers. Listening and speaking in this section, you are going to listen to certain conversation with respect to Michal Kako's answers and life in 2050. Read the description of the airline of the future. There will be just 2 crew members, a pilot and a dog. The pilot's job is to feed the dog, and the dog's job is to bite the pilot if he tries to touch anything. So the airplane, this give an indication that the airplanes will be without a pilot, or the role of pilot is just to observe or watch the trip or the flight. It could be run and directed remotely without any pilot. And here we have, he asked these questions: are you optimistic about the future? And these are questions posed by an interviewer for the Michio Kaku, the professor of theoretical physics at City University in New York. He has written a book, Visions, which explains how science will revolutionize the 21st century. These are questions posed on him, and you could discuss your opinion of these subjects. If you listen to tape script 9.4, you will enjoy or interested to the interview. And now we move to the reading and speaking. Reading and speaking, this is a very important section, and I would like you, dear students, to read the article of Megalopolis, the biggest city in the world. It is in China, Shenzhen, and then answer these questions by you. And here we have different statements with respect to the lie or statements about China. Indeed, all of these statements are true. China is a communist country. One in 5 people in the world, in the whole world, is Chinese. Chinese families can have only 1 child. Chinese people love tradition. Chinese people prefer bicycles to cars. The biggest city in the world is in China. And I would like to answer these questions. Has the city got a name yet? No, it is not. And why is it ugly? It's ugly because it has no boundaries or center, just concrete office blocks, factories and house blocks. It is exciting because it is so big and growing so fast, and it will be powerful and wealthy. And I would like you to answer all these questions. Now we move to the next section, which is a vocabulary. In vocabulary we have hot verbs: take, get, do and make. And we have everyday English. This is routine daily English with respect to making. It is about functional language of used in hotel. Now let's back to hot verbs: take, get, do and make. These are named hot because they are very frequent in English. Number 1, the verbs take, get, do and make are very common in English. Find these examples in the text about China, Megalopolis. Find these examples here in this article. And here in this box we have different types of hot verbs. Get rich, it gets bigger and bigger. You have made money, it takes 2 hours to do 1 to 3 kilometers. Here are some more examples. How long does it take you to get ready in the morning? It takes me about 15 minutes. How long does it take you to get to school? And then we have other examples. Now in 3, put these words and phrases from the box in the correct column. Here we have get, take, get, do and make. And some shopping with do, back home, get, and 2 tables a day, take, a cold, get, angry, get, sure, make, friends, and up your mind, make up your mind, for to take, and somebody out for a meal, take, and me a favor, do me a favor, and a reservation, make a reservation on, well, with someone, and get on well with someone, and let's move to the yeah. Get on well with someone, make a compliment, and take care. Complete these sentences with one of the verb phrases. Use the correct form of the verb. We have I did some shopping while I was in Paris, and number 2, I don't know if I want coffee or tea. Make up your mind, you can't have them both. Bye bye, see you soon. Take care of yourself. A ciao. Oh dear, I think I am getting a call. Number 5, I think so, but I'll just make sure. So if you listen to the tape script 9.5, you will check your answers. Discuss these questions with the partners in classroom activity. Now we move to everyday English. This section is about the functional language of hotel, and make a reservation on hotel or something like this over a phone call, and put these lines put the lines from the telephone conversation between the receptionist and a client in right order. Hello, the Grand Hotel, Kathy speaking. How can I help you? I'd like to make a reservation, please. Now, and do you want a single or double room? And here, okay, yes, that's fine. I have a room for you. And your name is Robert Palmer. Can you tell me how much it is? And the receptionist, thank you. And could I have a phone number? That's fine. We look forward to seeing you on the 13th. Bye. Thanks a lot. Goodbye. So if you listen to the tape script 9.6, you will check your answers. After we finish this unit, I would like to thank you for your listening, and next lecture will be unit 10, Scared to Death. Thank you for your listening. Thank you all.